Okay guys, welcome back. I'm not going to do what I was going to do before this week, which was jump into Unreal Ed, because actually I want some time to look at the instructional just to get what the keyboard commands are, because it's a waste of your time watching me press every single button on a keyboard. And with that, well, look, I'll cover my reasons why I want to actually cover that. Let's jump into what I want to do today, because something came up today that I think just needs to be talked about, because I think it's really funny, and it's totally relevant to the whole gaming scene. And so this came up today when I was in my reading room, you know, that special room where you do your limited reading, where there's only one chair in the house, in the room. And I was going through on my phone the news feeds that come up, and one caught my eye. Funnily enough, that's the only reason to tap on one, because the title, it was from the Business Insider, and the title of the article was How to Charge a PlayStation 4 Controller. Wait for it. Using your PS4 console. And I thought, this is going to be interesting. Surely there's an angle that they're going for here. Something we didn't know, something missing, some twist to the plot. And I jumped into the article by a guy called Stephen John, and this isn't having a go at him. Like, if you're writing for online, you're writing for, you know, something, you've got to come up with something interesting. This may, I suspect, even be maybe a sponsored piece, either by Amazon or by Sony themselves. Who knows? But clearly it was very important to get the news out. 2013, I believe, is when, in fact, I looked it up. Right, let's jump into sharing my screen. Here's the article. We'll get to that in a minute. I was looking up earlier PS4 release date, and I think it came up. Yeah, 2013 is the release date. So between 2013 now, apparently nobody that bought a PlayStation 4 knew how to charge the controller. They're not charged when you get them out of the box. Why did this need to be covered? Let's have a look and scroll down, and literally kudos. And like I say, this isn't having a go at him. I do some volunteer writing for PC Zone, and I've only written 2 articles because it's hard to come up with topics, you know. And that's not paid. I don't know if Steve John gets paid for this. I've no idea. But he does at least list the details at the top, so I don't have to waste my life going through the whole article if I don't want to. It's fully there, everything you need to know. So that's great. But it goes a bit of humour at the top there, you know, and I'm not going to read. This isn't plagiarism. Seriously, I'm going to link to the article, so I'll be giving them traffic, and hopefully they take this in if they ever come across my video. Let's face it, I don't have a huge viewership anyway. Totally under the radar, but if you do come across this video, please take it in the humour that it's meant. But there is no twist. This is how to charge a PS4 controller using the console that it came with. And in fact, it even goes down to say you have to use the right cable, and then goes on to say, in fact, where does it say that? Here we go. Blah, 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 blah. If you have the proper USB cable. Which USB cable does it suggest? Well, oddly enough, it's the one that was provided with the system. Who'd have thought? They don't go into any detail about USB cables, and let's face it, there are 2 types of USB cable with the right size connector, and they are not the same. So look, here's a tutorial video that I'll do for you for free. There are 2 types of this cable, even if this end is the right size to go into your PS4, and this end is the right size to go into the controller. And you can see this one's been chewed by my cats, and it still works. But there are 2 types. Either will work. Are there really 2 types? Yes, because some cables are power only. Some cables are power and data. Oddly enough, the thing that is used to charge a device is power. So it doesn't matter which one you use, but make sure you get the proper one. There is a trick to it, obviously, because sometimes you get a USB cable with the wrong size and it won't go in the hole. So look out for that trap for young players. I don't know. Look, egg on my face. This is another take 2 video because I was all excited. I even got out because I was going to make a thing about they gave you instructions on how to do this, which I know they did. And I still have my original PlayStation 4 box. But you know what? I opened the box in the first video, confident that all the instructions were still inside it. They're not. And I have searched high and low in this house, and I bought this PlayStation when we were in this house. It's not like it's got lost in a move. I have searched high and low, and all I found was this spoon. So I absolutely have no idea where my... I hope I didn't throw them out. Keeping in mind this was before the whole time of I must keep everything. This is kind of relevant to my Amiga story, by the way, because the Amiga that I've purchased, the story from the eBay seller was that he bought it off an old guy who had bought it when he was our age, and he had used it a bit and then put it back in the cupboard and not used it really much since, and it's never been used by kids. So and that's why that explains why everything in that Batman pack was there, and that's a believable story. So I hope that's true. I hope that's not just a line from an eBay seller, because funny enough, that's the life that I live now. Here's my PlayStation 4. I thought the instructions were in there, but apparently they're not. Here's my original box kept in the cupboard. A thing is going to happen to my laptop soon, my Asus 15-inch, which has been going great. The box just fell off the shelf. The PlayStation's not in it, it's up here. But you know, same thing with that Asus laptop. I've still got the box. I'm about to get a replacement laptop soon. Well, guess what? That Asus is going back in the box, because now we understand the importance of those things. And my kids are getting replacement laptops, same laptop as I've got, and they're, funnily enough, getting the same one next time. But they're paying for some of it themselves now. Why am I telling you that? I don't know. But, you know, whether they like it or not, I'm going to stash their laptops, because they're the first ones they had that they took to high school. And so whether they think they're going to have nostalgia towards them or not, you can't tell that at this age. So I'm going to just tuck them away, so that if they go looking for them in the future, hopefully we'll still be able to locate them. That's my plan. And equally, you know, my most recent purchase, one of my most recent purchases, the PlayStation VR. It's so good. Seriously, it's the cheapest way to get into VR, and it is worth it. And that's definitely got all the instructions and pamphlets already still in there. So this is all relevant to, like I say, that's the story of. Although I'm stuffing the box up, just trying to put it back in the cupboard there. That's why I purchased this Amiga that I've purchased. So this is that kind of an unintentional segue, to be honest. I should have gone to camera for all of that. Check out that article for yourself. It's a bit of a hoot without being intentionally a hoot. It seriously tells you nothing other than the fact that you can do the very thing that you would have had to know how to do. What it doesn't do, so here's some free stuff. So let's cover this first and foremost. Here we go. Here is a PlayStation 4. This is my PlayStation 4, okay? And in case you weren't aware, so I'm going to back up Steve John here, and I'm going to help him get this stuff covered. Here we go. This is the charge cable, and that goes into a USB port at the front. There we go. It's in nice and snug there, okay, in case you weren't aware of that. Now, hopefully, where am I going to put this? This is going to be egg on my face, because I'm going to end up dropping my PlayStation 4 during the making of this video. Let me make some space here. And then what you do with the other end of the cable, okay, in case it's not clear to anyone who owns a PlayStation 4, and you've owned it, and, you know, to this day, you've gone, oh my God, I don't know how to charge these. Here we go. So this end goes in here. And then that plugs in like that. Now, if you're not aware, and it is pointed out in the article, as well as in all the PlayStation paraphernalia that comes with your PlayStation, you can charge it by turning your PlayStation on so that power goes through. Also, you can charge it even with your PlayStation is in standby. So if you turn your PlayStation off, it won't continue charging, but if you put it in standby, because there's still power being the key thing here, it will continue to charge. Look, that last one, and it's almost a shame that it didn't go into more detail, because sometimes there is a bit of, you know, jiggery-pokery with the settings. What do I want my PlayStation to do while it's in standby mode? But I'm pretty sure that charge your controller is the thing it does out of the box. One of the other things is allowing background downloads. So yeah, be aware of that. I'm sure you are. But let's cover some other stuff, because maybe he assumed that everybody was going out and not just buying a PlayStation, but also buying a third-party charger. That's quite a possible thing. So there you go. And they haven't worked it out again since 2013. They've been wondering, why do they have USB ports? I have no idea. All I do is plug in my hard drive and watch dodgy movies that I downloaded off torrents. But, you know, you can use a phone charger. That would have been something interesting to put in the article, but you can actually use a standard phone charger. I'm going to prove this to you now I'm going to plug this standard phone charger. This is a ZTE charger, so don't say anything about China within its vicinity because it's probably listening. But I'm going to plug that in there, and I'm going to plug this into the other end, that end of the charger there. Notice I'm nowhere near my PlayStation 4 now. Look, just to show you, there's nothing up my sleeve. PlayStation 4 is still over here, with nothing plugged into it. Okay, no cheating going on here. But what I can do is I can, with that plugged into my phone charger, I can plug this end in here. Oh, and look, the light comes on, because I don't know if you can see the light, but that's orange. That's charging off a phone charger. There's not even a PlayStation 4 involved. This is amazing. It's a whole new world. So there you go. Look, plenty of sarcasm from me today. Do I need to say anything more on that? I don't think so. Have a read of that article. It's not very long, and it's not. I can't say it. I want to say it's not very interesting. Look, to somebody who, like me, who has misplaced their instructions and they've woken up without slight Alzheimer's and they've gone, how do I charge these devices again? I have no idea. I want to play PlayStation because I've got a short memory. All the games are fresh now for me. Maybe this article is of some use to someone. I don't know. There we go. Thanks, guys. I had to cover that. Hopefully you can understand. It's not my usual kind of stuff, but that had to be brought to your attention, all 18 of you. Thanks, guys. See ya.